Ready? So say hello. Hi. And we are doing multiple things here. Oh, yeah. So we're doing this on all media right now.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yes. What you think of? So hi, welcome to Lexie's Kitchen Creations. I'm Lexie, and I have my little sous chef here, Kai. Hey. And what are we making today, Kai?
Meatballs.
What kind of meatballs?
Cheesy.
Cheesy meatballs, right? Yeah, so that's what we're making today. Because what are we having for dinner tonight?
Spaghetti with meatballs.
That's what we're having, spaghetti and meatballs, okay? So this is my helper today. I love meatballs. I love all kinds of meatballs. And so for today, these are kind of inspired by, well, sometimes everybody makes a stuffed meatball somewhere. So, it's meatballs and stuff. I like cheese, just put it in there. Good news is that not only can these be made conventional, which is what we're making today, but they also can be made vegan with the choices we have in vegan. Hi, Island Seafood. Thanks for joining. With the choices that we have in vegan right now of plant-based meats and vegan cheeses and stuff, this dish can also be made vegan. So, today though, we are doing it conventional. So this particular beef, I have beef in here, I have bison meat in here, and I have veal in here. So it's three meats that we put. Get your face out. Three meats that we put in here. You can't smell it, right? Now the beef meat is this OG district meat. So it's Angus and short rib and something else, but it's like really a brisket. So it's brisket, short rib, and what did I say? Brisket, short rib. What was the other one? Oh, Angus. Angus, brisket, and short rib. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I didn't think about it. And that's the mixture that made that ground beef. So it's a bit more expensive, so you're getting a whole bunch of stuff in it. Plus you have the veal, and then you have the bison meat. So you got a couple of different flavors going on in here, but it's all meat. So then, and we have regular mozzarella cheese. So I'm gonna talk about the pearls in a minute. So we're just gonna kind of put this in. Now sometimes people put egg in their meatball, but I don't. So the one thing we're gonna put is pass me the cheese, the ricotta. So these are cheesy meatballs. So there's gonna have a couple of different cheeses in there. The first cheese we're gonna add, you can scoop it in, is gonna be ricotta cheese. Just put it all in there, because this one we're gonna have there's not a lot in there. Thank you. Is that it? And you don't need a lot of it. Sometimes they actually stuff the cheese with ricotta cheese, but I like this imaging. Yes, you can throw that out. The next thing we're going to do, be careful. The next thing we're going to do is put our seasonings in. So with our seasonings, we have our little seasoning bowl right there. We have onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, and we're pepper and a little bit of salt. We're gonna dump all that in there. Go ahead. Yeet. There you go. Right? And then, of course, you can't have meatballs without the breadcrumbs. So I tend to use the panko. You have the panko seasoning, which actually has a little Parmesan in it too. I also use matzo meal when I make my meatballs. Believe it, those two things tend to make your meatballs lighter. So if you put, especially matzo meals, when I make turkey meatballs, I only make turkey meatballs with matzo meal, and my turkey meatballs come out really light. Like, you know how you can get a meatball and it's just so heavy? So we're going to add some panko to that. So let's go.
Wait, hold on.
You'll pour some in. No, just pour some in. Don't pour it all in. Just pour some in. I'll tell you when to stop. Keep going. Go. Keep going. A little bit more. Okay, that's too much. All right, we're gonna work what we got. So these are gonna make a lot of meatballs, because the more you put a little bit too much in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some out, because that's a little bit too much more than I need. Huh? But you're such a good helper. Thank you, baby. Give me that bowl. I'm gonna put it right here. Okay? We're gonna take some of it out because it's a little bit too much. Nope, leave it there, leave it there, leave it there. Just leave it there. Thank you. Okay. And then we're just gonna mash it in, okay? So this is gonna actually spread these meatballs a lot, because that's what really gives the meatballs, unless you do it all meat. Now I have done where I have not put any breadcrumbs in there, right? And I have done it all just meat. Just meat and seasoning. But this time I added some breadcrumbs so that way we can have this meat kind of stretch a little bit longer, since I split it in half, because when I make a meat sauce with my spaghetti, because I always like meat sauce with spaghetti, so I have meat sauce and spaghetti. This is like really, I am not going to tell you this ain't hearty and a little bit of fattening, because yeah, it is. Right? But we got it. We got this all mixed in together. So you won't even really like see it, but you see how that little bit of meat kind of got really like stretched out with those breadcrumbs. All right, so we're good with that. Now what we're gonna do. So the other thing that I get is the pearl mozzarella, and the reason why I like the pearl mozzarella because it's exactly what it is. It's a pearl. Put one in the fork and show them. So this is what the mix looks like. It's nice. It's going to make a lot of meatballs. That's the little pearl. So that can go right in the, no. Put it back in the bowl. That can go right in the center of your meatball. So usually I do a scoop. I had a scoop, but I don't have a scoop right now. I don't know how to do my scoop. So you just make your meatball in a roll. And we're going to put a little hole in there. Actually, I'm going to think a little smaller. So, you know, the size of your meatball is what you want. However you want the size. You're going to put it in a little circle. Give me one pearl. Put it in. Thank you. And then we're just going to cover this up. Now, I found that I thought that I could just cover it up and it would work. But I find that I need to add a little bit more meat on the top. And that will really make it nice and roll. Then we'll roll it out. And then we have our meatball stuffed. And then we'll just make a few more. Huh? Okay, you okay? You know, you want to roll it out in the bowl. You want to make sure we have a little hole in the center. One more pearl. Give me a pearl in there. No, not in there. In here. Yeah. Thank you. Now, I know it's not going to be cross-contamination because we're going to use all these pearls for this meatball. Okay? So I'm not really worried about it hitting because it's all going to go back into the meat. It's all like going into the meat. We're not like putting that anywhere else but the meat. So this is going to be a little bit bigger meatballs. That's why I like the scoop, because the scoop helps you keep your meatballs kind of uniform. Instead of, hi Free Spirit, thanks for watching. Instead of, okay, I need you to help me with this. So I'm just going to make 4 right now. Come on. That's why you got the fork, so you don't need gloves.
No, I don't. I need to make a one.
Come on.
Hey, how much?
Just one. I just need one. Put it in the middle. Thank you. And we cover it up. Thank you. You got places to go and things to do. All right, and then we roll it out. And that is how we're going to do our meatballs. Right? So we're going to put this to the side for a minute, and then we're going to show you what it looks like finished. So after we're going to do this again. But after we're finished, you take it, we'll put it into, you can do it 2 ways. You can put it into the fry pan, put a little bit of olive oil, heat up the olive oil and put it in the fry pan, or you can put it in your air fryer. So if you put it in your air fryer, it's less oil. All the oil that's in it's kind of going to drip out. So it's a little bit healthier if you put it in the air fryer. I chose to put it on stovetop. It was a little bit quicker. But you could do it either way. I have done it in the air fryer and it came out just as good. Because remember, you're going to put it in the sauce anyway. But this is how they came out. So this is the one that's pan fried. Okay. Now you see how some are open and some are not. That's why it's good to not just put it in the middle and try to close it up, but to actually add extra meat on top and then roll it out. It won't open up. But if you kind of squeeze it out it might open up, and these happen to have done that, so that's why I change it and do it with, I take a little bit off, put it in a circle, then put a little bit on top, and then roll it. It's going to stay, it's going to stick more. But this is what it looks like. So then what's going to happen is it's going to go into the sauce, and let the sauce cook it for just a little bit more. So you don't want to cook it all the way through, because if you cook it all the way through, when you put it in the sauce, it might get a little bit tougher because now it's double cooking. So you want to cook it, and it don't take long to make for the sauce. So you may want to cook it just right, just enough, and then add the meatballs to the sauce, and then let that cook a little bit longer. If you decide to do this to do your sauce fresh, now I'm using jar sauce tonight, but there's other times when I just make my sauce fresh, put it in a slow cooker, and you put the seasonings in, your sugar and everything, and I'll probably do one on that soon. If you do it like that, then you can definitely, make these ahead of time, put these in the refrigerator, put it in the freezer, take it out, then put them in the crock pot with the sauce, especially making your sauce fresh, and then let that all cook together, and by the time you come home, all you got to do is make it pasta. So these are just different things that you could do, different ways you can make it in a minute. So this is it. And thank you again for joining Lexie's Kitchen Creations. Thank you, MC 266. I can't see, I got my glasses. Thank you for joining. We just got finished doing our cheesy meatballs. So this came out with our tri meat, which was beef that had Angus, brisket, and short rib ground. Then we had veal, and then we had, okay, see you in the way. Excuse me, baby. We had veal, and then we had bison meat, also ground bison, that made these meatballs. We added our seasonings, and you could really do any seasonings you want. I added onion, garlic, black pepper, a little bit of salt, some Italian seasonings. I also added ricotta cheese and panko instead of just regular breadcrumbs. They're a little lighter than regular breadcrumbs. You can also use mozzarella, and then we used a little pearl mozzarella balls, stick it in the middle, and covered it, and made the meatballs. And then this is what they came when we were done. So we're gonna have spaghetti and meatballs tonight. Once again, thank you for joining me at Lexie's Kitchen Creations. We got some other good things coming up. I just found, did you know they had a stuffed waffle maker? I didn't either, but I found one. So we're gonna see what we create with that next time on Lexie's Kitchen Creations. So thank you for joining me. Y'all have a great night. Bye. There you go. There you go. Okay.
Is it actually the best to share with someone?